Hoo-hooed for a romantic interlude under a Venetian moon.
Full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women, blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Lord Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our
She did not
death.
understand that a sound without pi could not reach him properly, and his light without pi, the ratio, was becoming harsh and burning. So they began to see each other as the enemy, as married couples so often do.
I don't want to be a child of divorced people.
No, you're going to be fine. The whole idea of this, mate, is that we tell the story itself weaves things back together. I tell you, we get hold of Princess Mint too. She's the key. So they began to see each other as like married couples, right? He listened to the voices of those who wished to take her place. She began to call him an old fool. Darkness grew and grew in the garden until one terrible, terrible moment. In the midst of a fight, they simultaneously cursed each other.
No.
Yes.
No.
He glared at her, shouting, "You don't matter to me." She screamed at him at the exact moment. "You don't matter to me. No, you're no good." This time, they couldn't take it back. They said because he was still now a god, but he could not do anything good. Now, while she was still a goddess, she couldn't make anything manifest. The jeweled universe tore itself in half with a terrible wail.
Oh.
Oh, but Good was only aware of how
This
relieved
isn't
he was.
helping me with the fire.
No, you'll understand more of why I'm reading this as we go along.
Okay.
Remember the journey. This is a Dreamtime story.
Why don't the other kids have to hear this story?
Well, I think you've grown up very, very well. I've been watching you for quite a while, and I feel that you're ready to hear this story now.
Okay.
All right? So, this is,
Growing up is tough.
well, you've earned this story, okay?
Okay.
Now, so, Good was only aware of how relieved he was to not listen to her constant complaining, and she was simply too exhausted. She was simply glad to have the burning light stop searing her. Good continued to play in the garden, and she rested in what, well, she thought was a place of sanctuary. But he was losing form without Marta. He was becoming the invisible god, while others greedily sucked and pulled the very marrow out of him.
They were bad people.
Bad. Now, as Marta began to heal her wounds, well, she began to notice darkness. She was surrounded by an ever-growing twilight.
I'm afraid of the dark.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, you listen about Marta because she's very courageous in this story, man. Because they were not sharing. She was losing vibration and frequency. She was a color spectrum failing. Bandwidths of a rainbow slowly collapsing. This memory is the origin of all rainbow myths and legends.
Is that why we like rainbows so much?
That's
So
why.
when we get a rainbow, it's like a miracle?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Oh,
That's
it's so
exactly
nice.
right.
I like that.
Because it reminds us of the garden of Good and Marta. Now,
Okay.
the others who had taken the light and sound began to notice not everything was so beautiful as they were, and not as powerful. They made up their own story. They claimed Good and Marta were has-beens, and they were now the new gods and goddesses. Because pi, the golden ratio, had been lost, the amount of light available to share was now finite. Power struggles erupted, and death and linearity.
Pandas don't do this kind of stuff.
No, that's where death and linearity came into existence.
We're not too good at picking up pearls, but we don't do this kind of stuff.
Yeah, you're more humane, eh? This was the beginning of our world, the world of cycles.
'Cause it happens to be an emergency. Some things aren't meant to be. Some things don't come for free. Above the waterline, point the finger, yeah, point the bow. It's the harbor town that the gray metal ships call home. And if we think about it, and if we talk about it, and if the sea goes boiling black, can you tell me what you'll do about that? Put down that weapon. I'll be gone. I must know something to know it's so wrong. Yes, it happens to be an emergency. Some things aren't meant to be. Some things don't come for free. They keep talking about it. They keep talking about it. They keep talking. They keep talking. You must be crazy. Happens to be emergency. You're looking at your TV. Please, please, put down that weapon, or we'll all be gone. I must know something to know it's so wrong. 'Cause it happens to be an emergency. Some things aren't meant to be. Some things don't come for free. Put down that weapon, or we'll all be gone. You must be crazy if you think you're strong.